Hey, so today I'm going to show you how to make my raspberry cheesecake. For this recipe, you will need, for the crust, 1 2/3 cup of graham biscuits, or if you live in Europe, you can replace that by digestive biscuits. 1 1/3 cup of softened butter, and 1/4 cup of sugar. Then, for the first layer of cheese, you will need a large cream cheese, 4 tablespoons of sugar, 1 egg, a teaspoon of vanilla, and 1 1/2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and a tablespoon of butter. Then, for the next layer, all you need is 2 cups of raspberries. And for the final layer, you will need 1 sour cream, 3 teaspoons of sugar, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. First thing to do is to make the crust. So you're going to start by preheating the oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 Celsius. In a mixing bowl, you're going to put the crackers, which actually I didn't tell you how to squish them. You just put them in a plastic bag and take a rolling pin, and it goes really easily. The sugar and the butter, just mix it all together. Once you've got it well mixed, you're gonna pour it into your cake dish, and time to dirty your hands because this part is done like this. You just squish it all over until it's nice and really tight and flat on the bottom of the pan. When you're done, bake it for 8 minutes. While the crust is cooking, we're going to start cooking the raspberries to make the raspberry layer. Put your raspberries into a pan. Don't forget to put a few aside if you want to decorate the top of the cake at the end. And cook them on really low heat. Don't forget to stir every once in a while, and if you want to speed up the process, you can put a lid on top. While the crust is cooling, it's the perfect amount of time to make the cream cheese layer. Mixing bowl, you're going to mix all the ingredients for this part of the cake. So that is the cream cheese, the sugar, the butter, the egg, and vanilla extract, and lemon. And you're going to mix it all together with an electric blender. Spread it on top of the crust. A great way to spread it evenly is by using a knife. In the oven for 20 minutes on a slightly lower heat than before, at 350 Fahrenheit. They should look like this. So it's going to be like puree. And we're going to let them cool for a while. I'm going to strain the raspberries because if not, the crunch of the grains would really ruin the creaminess of the cheesecake. This part really depends on your strainer. So mine, personally, I'm just going to pour the whole mixture in it and just let it sit for a long time until the liquid has time to pour out, because you see it takes quite a while. If it's not coming out well, you can always give it a push by shaking your strainer a bit. Once the cheesecake is cold enough, time to pour the raspberry on top. And careful to make it spread over the whole cake. And then put it in the fridge. Last layer is the easiest. You just mix the sour cream, the sugar, and the vanilla with a spoon. I've let the raspberries sit in the fridge for about 2 hours. Finally ready to add the last part of the cake, and then we're done, basically. So it really depends, this part, if you want to have like more of a raspberry swirl or more of like 3 separate layers. I prefer having 3 separate layers, so that's why I let the raspberry get hard, kind of. And then I'm going to put like spoons, and I'm just going to spread it out with a knife without mixing it with the raspberry. But if you want, you can also swirl it together with the raspberry, and that will look really pretty too. So it's basically done. It has to sit all night in the refrigerator to get the best consistency. And tomorrow all you have to do is sprinkle some raspberries on top to make it look pretty. I know I said I wasn't going to make a swirl cake, but it turns out the pink came through during the night. But whatever, it's kind of pretty and it looks more subtle than if you had really mixed it together. So it's ready to eat, and if you want, you can add some raspberries on top to make it look pretty. There we go. And that's how you make raspberry cheesecake in Morgan's kitchen. Bon appétit!